Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
MJ up in the house.
Our brand new Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty is next. Buckle your seatbelts, you're in for a ride. Wrestling fans, I'm Dan Marty.
And this is the man of the hour, Leo Rush.
It's all over BostonWrestling.com and our social media. But Leo, brother, they got to check out some of this merch.
They got to.
Check it out, fans, right now available on eBay. You can add this to your collection. Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. Get this WWE NXT TakeOver War Games 2020 11x14 limited edition autograph poster signed by everyone on the event, number 23 of only 100 made. Includes signatures from the Undisputed Era, Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, Tommaso Ciampa, Timothy Thatcher, Io Shirai, Tony Storm, Rhea Ripley, Dexter, Loomis, and more. Comes with authentication hologram on the back of the poster. Also comes with mystery autographed 8x10 and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. Boston Wrestling Sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE, NXT, and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Marty, can you believe it? We've made it through January, we've made it through February, it's now March. I imagine in your part of the country it's still going to be much warmer than it is up here, but once we hear March in New England, you know, we start to think, oh, in a few weeks we may see a little grass. Not your that kind.
He said March.
March, yeah.
March. We almost got snow in Alabama a couple days ago.
Did you? Well, I had
Actually, we
friends-
got a little bit of flakes that didn't stick.
We're taping this during the cold snap that almost the entire country had. I had a friend in Houston.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
cold in here. That's why I got the jacket on.
Single degrees down in Dallas and Houston.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
They
Well, I got a friend that, you know, he wants me to get on his podcast. I tried to get you on there, but they said you charge too much.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good dude, Rob Wiles. Hey, Rob. But he's been, his partner, like me and you, his partner,
Yeah.
Has been stuck in San Antonio. They've already paid. They sent the money to PayPal.
Yeah.
So it's paid. It's ready to go. But they can't do it because he's been stuck for 4 days. They can't get no flights out of San Antonio.
Really?
Yeah, ice and all that shit.
Oh, Jesus. Well, like I said, we're taping this probably the previous week when you
Let me show them this, because in case
what
I
are
have
you
to
gonna
do it
do?
to you. Like when you're walking in the streets, I can't get up, can I? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can.
You want to keep your fists like this downwards. That way when you come upwards like this, they don't see the knife coming. That's only if you have to slice somebody. But you keep your hands like this, like you're all bowled up and shit. And you bring that up like, okay.
What are you talking about? And where did the knife come from?
Don't worry about that.
You can't make this up, folks. You know what, fans? During the break, in between episodes, I had to run in the other room to my desk. And you know what? Just to show a little appreciation, we had a new individual join the Patreon.
Yes.
Marty. King Dave III. I'm not going to give out your email address, but we
I will.
appreciate you. No, but Marty, honestly, we appreciate King Dave III so much. You're not going to stab him. Join in the Patreon because you directly are helping legends like Tony, Marty.
Tony who?
Mr. USA.
Hey, Tony.
You're helping,
Stop calling me a racist.
You're helping them come to this studio so they can earn
He's
extra
old.
income or earn a living. So King Dave III, we thank you. You know what? An idea that some folks gave, Marty, is
What
just
they gave?
If they're with us for a certain amount of time or at a certain level, maybe just we do a couple of quick phone calls for 30 seconds.
We'll do
to
it right
them and
now.
Say,
Let's-
hey,
let's
King,
call Coco.
Well, I don't know. I don't have.
Oh, you don't got the numbers?
You know what I want to do?
What?
I think we should tape a little video for Coco and text it to him.
Hey,
Just
what
to
up,
show
Coke?
him what we do. But anyway, we'll get to Coco.
Okay.
Marty, one of the tragedies, one of the saddest stories in wrestling in recent years, a man just about a year older than me, Luke Harper, Brodie Lee passed away not too long ago. And what a sad, sad story
It was
that
pretty.
was.
That's what's upsetting.
41
you know,
years
if you
old.
if you're laying in bed and you're sick for like a month, you know it's a lead-in. You know, man, he may not make it. But when just like that, like Jeff, I was telling you in the last episode, my buddy Jeff, I just texted him, teasing him about it because he's a big Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh originally, and he loves the Steelers. You know, we love our sports. I got my Falcons, even though they ain't next year. But I text him because they won like 12 games in a row. You know, they were undefeated, and they just started losing.
Yeah.
They didn't win another damn game, I don't think. But I was teasing him about it. And you know, I said, well, how you doing? He goes, oh, I'm feeling great. Now, I got his text time stamped. He died 30 minutes later. And he was fine. He just told me.
Really?
Yes, he told me. He texted me, he goes, oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing? How's your ankle? 30 minutes later, he was dead.
Well,
And
Brodie,
they said heart. They called it natural causes. But what's that widowmaker thing? Something called a widowmaker. I guess it's something clogs in the heart or some shit. I don't know. But he was in great health, man.
Well, Brodie, I mean, he was competing in AEW as recently as this fall in October. He went on one of those Peloton bike rides, and he couldn't
what?
finish it. Peloton.
What's that?
It's one of those fancy bike.
Oh, okay.
I think it has a TV monitor on it.
Yeah.
And he couldn't finish it.
That's where he died?
Well, he didn't die in October, no, but I mean, his body started to give out. He went to the hospital, and it was
So he
some
kinda-
kind of lung infection.
Sort of like Warrior. Warrior knew something was coming.
And AEW was good enough to try and get him from, I think he lived down in Tampa, if I remember correctly.
I think so,
And
yeah.
they got him up to the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, and
They got one
he
in
needed to get healthy enough to get a lung transplant. But you're talking about a guy that's 6'4", 6'5", bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know, how many of
What are
those
you,
lungs?
6'3"?
6'3".
Dan's a big old boy, man. He's wide, he's thick. Man, I'm glad he don't try to beat me up.
But how many lungs like that would there have been even?
Better not. How many what?
How many lungs like that would be available for a transplant for a guy of that size? You know what I mean? Even if he was healthy
Yeah, they
enough.
do got to kind of fit, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
Just a sad, sad story. But
But see, I didn't know that. So you could see it coming.
he was in the Mayo Clinic
see,
for 2
yeah.
months. Yeah. And
I didn't know that.
knew. Unless he got healthy enough to just get on the list,
Yeah.
not get the transplant, get on the list to get the transplant. He wasn't even healthy enough for that, and he passed. And what a sad story. I met
You're
him.
the first one told me to. You texted me right when
You
it
know,
happened.
I like to, because I know people like you and Tony, you're really not active on the internet and so on. So I like to, like John Cena
I try
Senior,
to be.
same thing. I like to let you know, because I don't know how close you were, even if you ever met the man. I met him at least 2 or 3 times at various WWE
Nicest
events.
guy in the world, man.
Yeah, and he left 2 little kids. You know what? A lot of time has been spent bashing WWE about different things they do, don't do, and so on and so forth. But the class that AEW has extended
Did they give him a 10 bell?
to 10 bell, they brought his wife and his kid into the ring, and they left the boot right in the middle of the ring to end the TV show.
Wow.
And on top of that, not only is Tony
Good for
Khan
y'all,
in AEW, gone out of their way to take care of the family. They took a group of them: Cody Rhodes, Tony Schiavone.
You know, Cody's in the airport.
He's what?
Him and his wife.
Yeah.
There's I got a picture I'll show you later. I wish I could show y'all, but I don't think y'all can see it. I got a broke screen because my cat buried my damn phone in his litter box.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because he thought I wasn't paying enough attention to it.
All right.
But Cody's in Atlanta airport. I'm walking through and I look, what the fuck? There's a big ass damn billboard thing. They got some kind of winery or some kind of something they own.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
good
show
for
you.
him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But I was like, the fuck's Cody doing on the
Hey, you know
wall
what,
in the airport in Atlanta?
WWE, you talk about some of the, for all their successes, one of their failures is Cody Rhodes. I mean, what a first-class talent. I don't know if he could be the face of WWE, so to speak.
I'm
but
not gonna
he
say,
certainly, he could have been a top-tier player for a long, long time to come.
I don't. Cody knows this. Of course I know. I was good friends with Dustin. I mean,
well, I've heard, but I'm not even going to go there. But
Dustin and I used to we'd go into
Little
adult
traveling,
stores
yeah.
and buy the blow-up girl dolls with the mouth open, and put it in the passenger seat and drive to towns and just watch people when they'd see that doll sitting there.
wait till we get to 1996. Some of the questions.
That's so far away.
We were still in '89 in our timeline for your WWF career, but I mean, just imagine that: Cody Rhodes, Tony Schiavone, a whole group from that company, taking the son to Disney World for his birthday, and they have. I think it's a little too much. They've put him on TV as a character. They call him -1 with a mask.
Who does?
AEW.
Oh, when he puts the mask on.
They put Brodie
-1?
Lee's son, yeah, -1. And they have been, and this is what I think speaks a lot. There's a lot of fans that love AEW. There's a lot of fans that dislike their presentation, and take that out of the equation. But here, they have already extended a legally binding contract to that kid when he turns 18. If he wants to join that company, he already has a contract with them.
They do that already?
What does that say about the Khan family and the people that run AEW?
Well, they're catching up. And
Whatever
other sports do it.
Whether you love AEW, whether you dislike AEW, whether you're somewhere in the middle, what does that say about their hearts?
It says Tony thinks I'm a racist.
I'm talking, not Tony Khan.
Tony Atlas.
Well, I'm talking about Tony Khan. I mean, what a kind thing
Oh,
to
okay,
do.
yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
For that company to go above and beyond to get him into the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville to try and save Brodie Lee's life, just the genuinely nice things they've done for the family and that kid. I think it's a bit much to continue to put an 8-year-old on television in angles. One man's opinion.
I don't know, brother. We're advancing.
I think that's a little much. That's one man's opinion.
That's what I want to do.
What?
Is start a little league, pro wrestling style.
For kids?
Yes.
That young?
Yeah, all they got to do is learn headlock, arm drag, slam. They ain't got to be doing all the Rey Mysterio
It'll be
shit
different.
Yet. Don't you think kids? You don't think kids would love that?
They
do it anyway.
But I don't think they should be bumping at that age.
If you teach them right, I know how to teach them right. Look, man, my best student, Shawn Michaels.
Well, you help them.
I told you what Billy Gunn told me one time. He goes, Shawn, because he knew Shawn, from the beginning. He goes, you taught Shawn so well. He's like one of the best now. He goes, you tagged with X-Pac when he was a 1, 2, 3 kid. He shot to the top. You tagged with Bob Holly, who became Hardcore Holly, shot to the top. You tagged with Al. Al was already good, but he says you tagged with Al Snow. He became a star. He goes, gosh damn, let me tag with you. You're Springboard. Your name should be Springboard Jannetty. Anybody tags with him is getting shot to the top.
Well,
and he'll still stay the Marty Jannetty of the team.
His son's with AEW now.
Billy's?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one's he?
Austin?
Oh my God, I knew him like this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's with them every week now. So, I mean, I tip my cap, and he's the one wearing the hat, but I tip my cap to AEW. What they have done for that family is commendable. To be fair, WWE does a lot of things behind the scenes that they don't put out there on the internet publicly. I've been part of it with helping a couple of the legends over the years.
With them?
Talent relations department.
Or just general, okay.
What's that now?
I was going to say with AEW, but you mean in general?
No, with WWE.
In general,
things that have never been publicly disclosed on the internet. I've worked on some projects with WWE, which is partially why they're so kind to provide us with all this great merchandise and so on. But
what do they provide you with?
Well, look around.
Give me some of it.
No. I need it for the set. Gee, I'll tell you a funny
got
story.
a new prop.
See that John Cena
You ever
poster
cut,
over there?
You ever cut? Yeah. And
I'll
what's
tell
that?
you a funny story about that.
All right, tell me a funny story.
It involves John Cena Sr., but I'll tell you later. It's a long one.
What
and
about
it
that
doesn't
box in
fit the
front of it?
show.
There's a gift.
No, that's just... actually, speaking of a gift, there's a gift for you in the other room that I have to give you.
No, I saw that shit. Somebody shit on the floor back there.
No.
That's probably that's something nasty boy
This
would
is
have did.
you're right. This is a serious subject. Again, I want to commend the Khan family. You know what? Good for you.
Remember Kublai Khan?
Who?
Kublai Khan, way back. This
No.
is like in where you weren't even born yet.
Well, then I don't.
I forgot how young you are.
I just.
Kublai Khan was they call them. We like to say extras.
Yeah.
Or enhancement, but back then they called them.
Jobbers.
Yeah, I can't say the word. But Kublai Khan was a pretty good one. Like Mike Jackson, you know Mike Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
Mike
He still wrestles, I think.
Yes, he does. He calls me every once in a while. Hey, you want to do this show over in Smellerville? Smellerville? Yes, right next to Stinkville over there in Alabama. I mean, he finds the smallest. We used to think that, like Terry Garvin, when he was running, he was booking for Kansas. What happened, bro? he was booking. He was booking for Kansas City. So
He did a lot more than book, but.
Well, we used to think because he had a map in his damn office.
Yeah.
On the wall, and we were like, he just takes darts and throws it wherever it lands. I'll call them and see if we can get a show there. Because one time we was in Dodge City, excuse my language, fucking Kansas.
Yeah.
There's not much to Dodge City. What you see on TV, like that little prop set, where the Westerners walk through. Why are you playing with this knife? Where the Westerners come through, downtown, and it's Dodge City is exactly that. And I accidentally got with a girl that night.
Oh, accidentally?
Well, yeah, I was dating somebody. That
Yeah.
was wrong. I'm sorry, Ray. That was wrong.
How many?
Huh?
How many?
No, I can't.
Was it multiple?
Oh,
or
that
was
night?
it-
Oh,
yeah,
just one
Just
girl.
one. All right.
Yeah. And we stayed at a hotel. All the guys usually try to stay at the same place.
Yeah.
Especially when like this with there were two vans. We had
Two vans?
Yeah, we had
Oh,
the
wow.
heels in one, bad
Yeah.
guys in one, the good guys in the other.
Yeah.
And so stay all together. So the next day, but I drifted off.
It's a shocker.
Caught up with. How you find a girl in Dodge City? I don't know. Dodge, bitch. You got to move. But
No, we got some friends out in Kansas.
I love Kansas. I'm not talking
But
bad
there's a
about
lot of rural areas in
Yeah,
Kansas.
yes, a
Our
lot
good
of-
friend
when you-
Cade out in Hoisington, Kansas, could probably attest to that. It's a quiet, it's a beautiful part of the country.
Hey,
but
when
it's
you
kind of a
drive-
quiet part.
when you drive from Kansas City to Wichita, you just put your car and drive and just go to sleep.
That's it. That's it.
It ain't nothing but rolling hills, and you actually hope to see a hill because it's flat land.
It's flat. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
I consider that to be a flat part. of
Yeah,
the
it's
country.
flat and
Yeah.
there's wheat fields or some shit. Might be weeds, but I think it's a wheat field.
Do you think there was any whistling in the wheat fields?
Twice.
Twice. Okay.
One time, me and Rogers, Arkansas. Man, we're off subject again. We was at
Little
Rogers.
junior soprano action going on.
Yeah, well, Tommy Rogers and I were tag team.
Tommy liked to
Yes.
whistle in the wheat fields.
Well, man, there really are these big ass hogs. So we went out. We accidentally got with a couple girls.
Yeah.
But we had to drive back. It was like Rogers, Arkansas was like a 3.5 hour drive back to where we lived in Kansas City. So we weren't going to get a room. So we just decided we'd go out into the woods area. The girls knew where it was. We didn't know. They were like, "Yeah, go here." And
A little outdoors action. Really?
Well, I mean, we just get out in the field, or
and whistle.
if you want in the back seat, whatever the case. We all four of us got out and did it outside.
Yeah.
And motherfuck, this big hog, right? They call them razorbacks. Those things are for real. They're like this high, if not.
There was a razor hog.
Yeah, man, we had to get on. It come charge after us, man. We got up on the car, we're up on top of the car. Bastards, he's wanting to attack us.
The hog was trying to attack you while
I tried to pet him
while
to
you
calm him
actually
down.
whistled in the wheat field.
Yeah.
In a wheat field.
I tried to calm him down. I'm like, stop. I kicked him in the snout one time, and it kind of slowed him down. And I was like, I'm sorry, come here. I did get one rub on him, but man, we
He
were
wanted
scared.
none of it.
We were scared to death. That motherfucker, they got teeth that will rip you up. Man, we were scared. we had to wait till he was tired and left before we could get in the car and get the hell out of there.
Why couldn't you get to the car? Was
The
he in
fucking
front of it?
hog.
Oh, he was in front of it.
Yeah, no, you get down on the ground, he can get you.
Oh, you were on the ground.
Now, we was up on the car.
You were on the car.
He was on the ground. If we got on the ground, he can get us. We had to wait for that bastard to walk off before we could get in the car and get the hell out of that wheat field or wherever the hell it was.
So you never finished the whistling?
No, we could have gone longer.
No. Well, such is life, I guess. Well, Marty, the stories, the party, it never ends with you, my friend. But again, AEW, you know what? For
This
a
is
new
not
company,
a female adult toy. It's a brush.
first-class organization for what they've done.
You had to say first class.
for the Huber family. You know, to the point where they didn't even do a lot of times.
Hubert?
That was Brodie Lee's last name.
Hubert?
Huber.
Oh, Hubert.
Huber. And you're, again, tip of the cap to the Cons for doing that.
Hold this right here.
No, I don't want to touch
What do
it.
you want me to do with it?
Huh?
What am I going to do with it?
You need that bowl again, I guess.
I'll just take it here for now. What? You didn't bring me nothing to brush my hair with.
Huh?
Thank God Brother Man brought me this so I could brush my hair.
Well,
I left everything at home.
I've never traveled and not brought a brush and
I
toothpaste.
forgot
and all the other
everything.
things you
I
forgot.
lost my tooth. I didn't lose it. I left
You
my
forgot
tooth.
your tooth?
I left my toothbrush, hairbrush. I brought a shaver, but I left
Yeah.
the shaving cream. Man, I don't know what happened. I think what happened was
You just weren't prepared. I guess is the best way to sum it up.
No, sometimes I got, not very often since my ankle, nobody seems to want to come see me. But we had a little bit of a party, and there was a couple extra girls. And my boy Darren, the one that was going to be the policeman, you know, for that death, he was going to arrest me. Yeah,
okay.
Darren. His name is Darren Kelly, the guard. We call him the guard. Because he really was a correction officer, CO.
Little Chattahoochee action.
Yeah, everybody fell for that. I was so happy, but at the same time, I got scared because the damn Columbus Police Department is starting to investigate. I wanted to call them and say, no, it's a wrestling storyline. My brother said, no, don't call them. They'll tell you to come down there, and then they'll get you and hold you until they prove that was a storyline, which they couldn't prove that.
I hope at some point you get a chance to tell the whole story.
I told you we did. You know, I told.
Well, I was here. Remember, I was here for the conversation you had with a former coach of yours on the phone one
Coach
day.
Stubby, my
Yes,
college
and
wrestling coach.
He gave you some wise
Hey, Coach,
advice
what
that
up, though?
day.
Well,
He gave you some
when would this air? I want to make sure you watch
This is the first week in March.
Hey, Coach, I'll let you know about this so you see
All
it.
right.
Best coach
welcome.
ever.
Thank you.
I've had a few coaches.
He gave you some wise advice for what
A
to
lot of
say.
times.
And I think that hopefully snipped the whole Chattahoochee story in the bud.
30 seconds.
A good man. Thank you, David. Our new partner in crime there in the control room. He's a good man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool,
He
man.
pinch hit because of effing Glantz. Effing
Will you
Glantz,
leave Glantz
Goliath.
alone? Leave him alone.
I told you I like Glantz, but he pulls these stunts.
You probably said something.
We were having great conversations all week about Mania Week in Tampa with ideas we had.
What you going to do in Tampa?
Huh?
What you going to do down there?
Well, I don't know if I want to say
Well,
too
I
much
can get
of it.
there. I mean, that's a great place. Of all the places I lived in the world,
You loved it down there.
yes. I mean, Hawaii would have been the first pick. Too damn expensive. I mean, it's way
Oh,
too.
that bad?
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, man, you spit on the ground, it costs you. But Tampa, Clearwater in particular.
Oh, Clearwater Beach is beautiful.
It's the best beach in the world.
And I'm not a beach guy, but I love Clearwater Beach.
You need to brush your beard. Here.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, it's got that tarantula leg sticking up right there. There, you got it. You got it.
Well, I visited my good friends this week at Noel Salon, 347 Pleasant Street,
thought it was
downtown
closed.
Malden, Massachusetts. No, they just, it's at the point where they don't need me right now. If you're in the Boston area.
See, you started shit there too.
Stop
starting shit.
They've done the hair of the Silva twins from 90 Day Fiancé. They've done the hair of Steven Tyler of Aerosmith.
No,
So
they
they've
did
had-
not. That's my brother
Swear to
right there.
God.
That's
Swear
my
to
brother.
God.
You know that guy's almost 70 and he's still got it.
He's got some little plastic surgery going on.
Well,
I think.
he's got money.
But you know what? He's had his hair done by Noel Salon.
I can do some plastic
Came in a
surgery
big
if you
limousine.
want.
Came in a big limousine.
He did to the haircut?
I didn't get to meet him yet, but he's had his hair done there.
What do you do? You did a white streak?
I have no idea.
You
I
were
don't-
working there.
What's that? I wasn't there for it.
Oh.
But I've seen all the pictures of it, and so they've had some interesting, celebrities even come in and out of there. So noelsalon.com, it is a wonderful place. I was there for 14 months, and it was like a second home with all the great friends I met
Yeah, I
there.
think.
But
I hate to say it because I don't want people doing the LLGBDL, whatever the hell it is.
yeah,
But I think he started turning gay when he was working there.
why do you say that?
Because of hair salon. Guys, hair salon.
You could also look
There's
at
nothing wrong with that. So don't the what's that thing
but
called?
LGBTQ, I think, is what it is now.
Yeah, you know.
Did I
this
get
is-
it right, Dave? Is that what it is?
Why you think he's got to know it?
I don't know. He's a smart kid.
Yeah, anyway, that group, I think it's lesbians, gays,
Yeah.
transvesticals. Or, I don't know.
Well,
but-
they have a large transgender base that goes in
yeah,
there too, which
big
was
time, man. That
interesting.
Taylor Swift, she's so
Interesting.
She's so.
But
Y'all love her. I don't know.
you look at it from the wrong way. You're looking at it as, you could be LGBT. You could also look at it
See,
like
you do know what it is, LGBT.
But listen, you almost could look at it as if it was a buffet. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
problem was most of the
Well, see, and one of my buddies, Tim Dobbs, what's up, brother? Works a hair salon for that very reason.
Oh, really?
Yes. Who
Most
comes
of
in the
them-
hair salons?
Most of
girls.
them, right? Most of them were oldie but goodies. But you know what? Hey, what are you going to do?
Well,
I believe
that's
Dave.
because you're in Melrose.
Oh, this is in Malden.
Oh,
So-
where's that?
It's one city over.
A whole city?
One whole city. But they're wonderful people. They treated me so good. I miss being there.
Oh, I'm sure
It was
you
a
did.
different world compared to this TV studio, let me tell you.
You was doing both at one time.
Yeah, I was doing both at the same time. I was only there 3 days a week, but the fun that we would have, the laughs that we would
I'm
have.
sure, man.
Oh my God, I miss it. I miss it a lot. But I hope folks continue to go in and support them. It hasn't been easy in these coronavirus times, so hopefully.
But they made it, so they survived it.
They came back. They haven't shut down, but it's
Struggling
not the
probably,
client
sure,
base that it was before. You know what I mean?
It'll get back.
It'll get back.
Let's all support them.
And for, I don't
Everybody
know-
around this area in Boston, Melrose, and Revere. Where else?
Medford,
Medford. Go to.
Everett,
Go to what's that?
noelsalon.com.
Yeah.
You get all the, and they also specialize in, I don't know if you're familiar with it, I think it's trichomania.
That's hookers.
It's a disease where girls, for
what?
whatever reason, they actually rip the hair out of their
I've
head.
seen that shit.
And we have a specialist. We call her Hollywood Barani. We have a private room, or they have. I'm not there anymore. They have a private room.
You'll be back.
And they create these pieces, and they come out, and they look like
pieces?
$1 million.
What do you mean?
Well, they call them like hair systems to fill in the
Oh,
patches.
they plug it up.
From where they rip the hair out.
Plugs, yeah.
And it makes them feel like $1 million. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
a nice thing to
Yeah,
see
when-
someone
when-
coming in looking so sad.
Unless you're doing that shit. What is it? Not K. Some kind of drug that you just freak out and you bite your own self and you do all kind of weird dancing and shit and pull. But I don't think that's what they're doing. The ones that pull their hair
There
out.
was, I mean, we're talking about getting off topic, but I mean,
Yeah, way off.
they're so good. There was this family, the guy with the dad was a cop. I used to like to talk with him. They were from upstate New York. They'd drive in, once a month, they'd drive in 4 hours. They'd have the daughter, because she had that ailment, to pull the hair. They'd have her, redo her system so it looked nice. Then they'd drive 4 hours home. They'd spend 9 to 10 hours on a Sunday once a month coming to that salon, just so the daughter could feel comfortable in life having a full head of hair. And I always
Was she
thought that
pulled
was
the
so
new
nice.
shit out too, though?
What's that?
Like once they plugged her up, would she pull that out too?
I don't know the particulars of it. I'm not well versed in it, but I know the disease is. It's just they would,
So it's
for whatever
actually-
reason, they would find the need to just rip the hair out of their head.
That's fucking crazy.
And
I thought I was bad. It's shit like that unless you know you're all right. You
well,
know?
It's nice to know that there's a place where you can go to
Yes.
look good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Especially, it's one thing for an adult, but for a little kid to be in that position with, you know how hard kids can be. When
Did I
they're
mess
in
the
that-
mic up? You hear me?
he'll-
I'm good.
He'll let us know, I think, if there's a problem. But again, noelsalon.com. Marty, we talked about all these greats that have passed since your last visit here. What about the Hall of Famer, Pat Patterson?
He didn't die.
He did. He's
He
with
didn't call
Louie
me
now.
first.
You didn't know that Pat Patterson died?
I think I do. I've been drinking a lot because of the pain.
Oh, all right. All right.
And, you know, by the way, I stopped drinking up until I
Today.
can only get so much pain medicine because because of the epidemic with opioids and whatever the hell. Shit, when you really need it, you can't get it. And so alcohol's always there. And I hate it because I'm trying to train hard and work out hard. And it was a miracle, this ankle, 10 weeks. Didn't finish telling y'all last week.
I can't get over how good you're moving after 10 weeks.
But you know what?
I
It was,
thought you were going to be here, and I said, geez, I don't know if he's going to need a wheelchair. I don't know if he's
No,
going to
I
be
got
on
rid of that
crutches.
the first
And
week.
you walked out on your own. Not only was I happy, but I was proud of you that you've done so much so quick. You know
Yeah,
what?
well,
'Cause the
it was
first
so-
time you were here, I don't want to repeat the story again, but the
Go ahead,
first
though.
time you were here, to see the way you walked, it bothered me so much. And now to see you move, you're not moving great yet
I'll
because
get it.
you're
I'll
still
get it.
recovering. But this is the best I've seen you moving in all your visits here.
Yeah, and I'll get better. I'm going to get to the point where there's this girl, Humberto or something like that. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, sweetie.
Yeah.
We've got a challenge. She thinks she can beat me. I guess I'll be the new Andy Kaufman.
In a wrestling
Yes.
match? You want to hear a funny story about beating someone?
I'd love to. That'd make my day.
My good friend from WWE, Finn Balor, the last time I saw him in person, he said, Craig, or Craig, it's some kind of an Irish term. He said, the next time I see you, we're going to have a race, and you're going to beat me. You know what? It's going to be a long time before I can beat Finn Balor in a running race.
Unless he breaks his leg or something.
Unless he gave me like a day's head start or something like that. But I was
What's
telling
in that gift box?
it's just an empty priority mailbox.
Why is it sitting there?
I don't know.
I've been sitting here wanting to open it.
I
It's
think
like
our good friend Howard Miller put it over there. The stunt double.
and it's right in front of John Cena.
It's blocking John Cena.
Where's
But
seniors pops and stuff?
You get right there.
This is good stuff, Fabo.
And you know
How
what?
you say it?
It's Fabo Pop.
Fabo.
He said in the month of March it's going to start to be produced again because
Really?
I guess there were issues with COVID at the factory and they couldn't make more. But he said not all of them, but the more popular flavors they're going to make more of starting this month. So
Well, they were
we'll
all
have to
pretty
get you
good,
some.
man. I had one with some vodka one time.
Yeah, and that made it even better.
Yep. It was that red one. It was good.
But tell
These
me
things
this.
are good, y'all.
Memories of the Hall of Famer Pat Patterson.
What I loved about Pat was he was always on my side. He loved Shawn, of course, and there might be ulterior motives there. I don't know none of that shit. But
You don't.
Well, people said.
You know.
I don't believe it, but
You don't believe it?
no. Well, maybe not.
You don't? Do you think there was any
Oh,
filleting?
stop it. Stop it.
Was there any
Will you
filleting going
stop?
on? All right. Well, we're just trying to get to the bottom of it, literally.
Keep it up. Remember now, keep it like this. They don't ever see when you come up. They don't see it. Look, what you want to do? Yeah.
Do you think?
And
that-
if you get them right across the face, you don't got to get them across the throat, because from what I understand, it burns real bad and it makes them stop. They won't mess with you.
Do you
And you
think-
didn't even have to get them across the neck.
Do you think that Pat ever wanted to reenact a little Annie action on Shawn?
Yeah, oh, I know he did. He wanted to, but I just don't know if it happened. You know what? And whatever Pat, I love Pat. I love Terry, what's his name, Garvin. I mean, I got so many gay friends that y'all can't say something to me about the LSGBTQ, whatever the hell it's called. I got as many gay friends, just like when Tony called me a racist. I got more black friends than he does.
Well, considering where he lives now, you might be right.
No, I know I'm right. And I love Tony. You know, Tony sat there and said, Marty, you do it. Marty talked to me twice in 20 years.
I was in the same locker room with him 20 years.
Well-
He talked to me 2 times.
So that means, how many times you talked to me, Tony? You didn't come to me. But no, we actually talked. He just forgot. I got pictures, and I'll bring them next time for you.
You have evidence.
Yes, I was sitting.
Let's.
Well, he said. How did he say it? Maybe 10 minutes, and he got it. He did the math wrong.
Yep,
He did the math wrong the
he
first time. He goes, "That's a minute a year." Well, no, wait a minute, 30 seconds a year. But hell, 10 minutes in 20 years. I spent almost a night with him in a hotel room. I don't remember where, somewhere in New York after a convention. And I had my black girlfriend. I had another friend of mine. I was the only white boy in the room. And Tony is a picture. I got one picture. Because we laughed, man. Tony's fun. I love Tony. You know, he called me a racist. That's fucked up.
I tell you this, do you know what the fans want?
What?
They continue to ask for, on New Year's Eve, they want us all together.
I'm down. New Year's Eve.
They
That
want to
was
have
last
a New Year's
week.
Eve party. Well, no, they want to have a New Year's Eve party with all of us together, live.
Patty.
Party.
Is there R in there?
No. P-A-T-Y.
I'm down, though. I mean,
Well,
Tony's the one.
That's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to put this
I've known Tony
together
longer
again.
than he's known me.
How is that possible?
Because he used to be a bodybuilder, and worked out at the gym. I worked out,
yeah.
and he was Mr. USA. He finished like 3rd or 4th or something, whatever it was. And Jerry Oates, the guy that trained me, you got to make sure Tony sees this. Try to see this. Jerry liked him, because he was getting into wrestling. By the way, Tony, word in the street is it might be true and it probably isn't. I'm going to go for your team and say nah. But Tony paid his way into his first match.
Oh, that's a true story. He's told it.
Oh, he's already told it.
Oh, yeah.
Man, stop paying for your own matches. You go in the back door, not the front.
Well, Mr. USA and I have known Tony since 1993, so I have a long history with that man. It was nice when we went and saw Cosrow, the Iron Sheik, at a WrestleCon in New York City.
Have you had him on here yet?
Who?
Sheik.
That's what got us on Howard Stern.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. I saw. I think he was on there more than once.
Oh, but I mean, have you ever seen the actual video?
Which one? On Howard?
Well, how it started was someone on Howard Stern, when YouTube was in its infancy, saw clips of Sheik talking about raping Brian Blair and Hogan, and Howard started.
Hogan, he's gonna rape him too.
Howard was playing clips of it daily.
Yeah, how could you not?
A friend of mine, the Jackal, he emailed me one day. He said, "You won't believe who was on Howard Stern today." I said, "Who?" He said, "You." I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, how'd you
He
get
said
on
they're playing clips of that interview with you and the Sheik. And I went and looked at the hits on the website that night.
Ton.
They were playing that video. And we wound up later making an agreement. They wanted, once they started to have a video platform, they wanted to use the footage, and they gave us free commercial time in exchange for it. So we've been seen by millions on YouTube. We've been seen by millions on Howard Stern. And those videos are available, of course. Where Marty?
Oh, YouTube. No, wait. That
Patreon.
I was going to get it. I was just about to get it. Patreon.
You get the early ad free access
Say it
to all
again.
of our
Say it again.
Patreon.com.
Say it. Patreon, so you don't forget it. I don't know how to spell it, but it's Patreon.
And we just have our new friend King David, who joined today.
How do you spell it?
We appreciate that.
Look, speaking of Tony.
Oh, what are you looking for?
Look at Tony, man, but that's what I never finished saying. He was a bodybuilder, and he started getting into wrestling. And Jerry Oates, the guy that trained me, one of the guys that trained me, look how he's built, man. Damn.
He was Mr. USA.
Man, look at him. And I'm not gay, and I got nothing against gay, but damn, look at his, man.
Well, speaking of gay, we'll go back to Pat
here
Patterson's
you go
passing. Like I said, you worked with Pat
so
your entire WWF career.
He was so good to me, man. Everybody loved Shawn.
In the office. Yeah.
His way was paved when it started, and let me tell you how. I know. Terry Garvin, when he came through, he'd only been in the business 6 months. Terry Garvin came up to me and said, "We got this new kid coming up. We'd like for you and Dave Peterson here." He, rest in peace, Dave, my best friend ever. You remember him, DJ Peterson?
He passed?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a long time ago, yeah.
DJ Peterson?
Yes.
I think I would have
He
remembered
looked like
him.
Magnum TA. But,
From AWA? Was he in
Yes,
AWA? That's all right,
yes.
okay.
And he got in WWF for a minute.
I remember him from AWA.
Yeah, good brother, man. I mean, good brother.
I didn't know he had passed. How long has it been, do you know?
94.
Oh, wow, long time
Yeah.
ago, okay.
And, but me and him were friends, and Terry Garvin came and said, hey, could you, you guys look after this kid, please? Talking about me and like take him around, ride, road trips, and, look out for him. Knew he was 20, and we were 23 or 24 or something. But we'd been there a while, we'd been in the territory for a little bit. So, they asked us to take care of him.
Did Terry want to take care of him?
Well, and me and Dave looked at each other like they have never asked other guys come in and out. Why this guy? Why? And Shawn was a good-looking. Again, I'm not LBGTQ, but Shawn was a good-looking kid, 20 years old. Sort of built decent, a little arrogant, cocky-ass motherfucker, and he knew that.
Even back then?
Yeah. Oh wow. He pinched me on the cheek one time and said something. I almost had to drill, but knocked his hand down and said, don't do that again. You don't grab a person by their face.
Why did he grab you by the cheek?
He was, I don't know.
Was it meant, was he trying to?
I don't know.
Was it meant in fun, or was?
Oh yeah, it wasn't bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you don't want somebody grabbing you like this. The fuck you, get the fuck off. Excuse my language. But and I think I've told this many thousands of times. We had to go find him. I think it was Topeka, Kansas. We went in the dressing room asking around, hey, is anybody, because we're going to let him ride with us and stuff. And it was, I know it was Topeka, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But hey, Shawn, we went up this one guy. I mean, he looked just like a redneck from somewhere in mid-Texas, redneck. And we said, hey, man, do you know Shawn? Have you seen a Shawn Michaels around? He goes, I'm Shawn Michaels. He had his pants, his blue jeans pulled up to here, big old Texas damn belt buckle thing, cowboy boots, short hair. And me and Dave looked at each other like, what the fuck?
Oh, this was Shawn?
Yes.
Oh, it was actually him?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay.
And
he always wore the pants a little high.
Way up.
Yeah.
I mean, they were almost under his chest. But was the first thing we did, and Terry couldn't get mad about this. He said take care of him, right? We had this girl called Topeka Patty. She blew everybody. I mean, all I had to do is ask her, like, hey,
Would she take care of Dave in the control room?
She'd take care of you.
I don't need Topeka Patty.
Oh, Topeka Patty. What we got?
Oh,
Double-
is that one
double-
fist
double
or two?
fist.
Double fist. Well, it sounds like Terry and Pat. All right, anyway.
There you go. Yeah, but so Shawn, we took him on.
Well, you know what, fans, right now, before we continue, let's take a brief timeout. We'll be back to wrap up the show. Stand by. Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marati.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. Get this limited edition WWE NXT Johnny Gargano personally autographed 11x14 comic book style poster, a great addition to the collection of any Johnny Wrestling or NXT fan direct from WWE. Also comes with a mystery autographed 8x10 photo and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. Boston Wrestling Sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021. All right, fans, welcome back. Marty was talking about grooming a young Shawn Michaels and a Topeka Patty.
Yeah,
Take it from there, sir.
So you know, we took him out. Shawn, they come take a ride with us, and Shawn goes, "Oh, it's that y'all are Marty and Dave," because he knew that, you know, Terry told him, look after him.
Did Terry look after him?
Well, you know, but so I don't know nothing. If I didn't see it, I don't know it. I mean, you can hear shit.
Do you
I'm
believe
saying
it to
shit
be
now.
true? Do you
But
believe
if you
it to
see
be
it,
true?
do what?
From reliable sources.
Man, that's my partner, man.
But do you believe it to be true?
Even
from
though
reliable sources?
LGBTQRS, whatever the hell it is a big thing right now.
Yeah.
It still ain't cool for most people. I ain't saying for me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't need to watch it. I don't care if you suck a dick or take a dick in your ass. I don't care.
I don't think it's an issue anymore.
It might not be, but some
when
people,
I was a kid,
some
it was
people
certainly
still
an
look down
odd
on
thing
it.
for people.
So,
but now in 2021, I
then
certainly think it's accepted by most people.
Well, then why
don't
do
you?
you keep asking me to Shawn suck dick or take dick?
Well, I think it's one of those things that the fans question us about. If you
When
read
the
the
fan
chats,
asks you that?
no, if you read the chats during the premieres,
No,
and
they're
some of
pretty
the
sure
emails
on it.
we get.
I
What's
mean,
that?
look, here's what I know.
What do you
We
know?
were on the road 300 days a year for 7 years. Never did he ever suck a dick in front of me. We never came back to the room without, first of all, we never came back without some girls. I mean, even if it was one.
He was a womanizer as well.
Yeah. And I hate saying it because he was actually with somebody, but that's way gone now. And he's very, as far as I know, very faithful to
He's
Rebecca.
a religious changed man.
Yeah,
And that's a good thing, I think.
And Rebecca, he loves her to death and loves his kids. That's the coolest thing to me.
But there was a different Shawn Michaels back in the 80s.
Yeah, it was young, you know.
But
none of us are what we used to be. If you keep carrying that baggage with you, that's on you.
Do you think
the past is back there, and you can't change that. You can only change what's in front of you.
Do you think that Terry had an affinity for him?
Yeah, I know he did.
He did.
Yeah. Well,
Now, did
he asked
Shawn-
me. So did Ronnie Gossett. You know, Ronnie Gossett sold the territory.
I heard, you know, that just almost rang a bell in my head, that there
It
was
should've.
some serious relations between the two of them back in the day.
Oh, no. Well,
I don't know if it's true or not, but it
I
came
can
from
tell you,
someone
I can
within
only-
the World Wrestling Federation, that Shawn and Ronnie P. were very, very close.
I can tell you what I know.
All right, what do you know?
When we were living together with the Nasty Boys, it was 4 of us. It was me and Shawn and the Nasty Boys. A 1-bedroom apartment, and it was theirs. We came in and we started splitting the rent like after. I'm sorry about the hair. I ain't had a haircut in a year. Can we go
Why
to that
won't
place?
you go to get
They
a
don't.
haircut?
Down south, they won't. They don't.
They still haven't opened up
They,
salons
they
and
will, but they
barbershops?
only do appointments and they do people they know. They won't, like, if I walk up,
But what about like a Supercuts?
yeah, great clips and shit like that.
Yeah.
They're only taking people they know, like customers they've already had. Because they're getting limited time.
Well, where
too,
the
though.
hell did you go for a haircut before the coronavirus?
Right here. Look.
You've cut your own hair? Oh, my God. You've cut your own hair for years?
I actually have, but man, somebody cut my hair. Look, man, damn. It's been almost a year since I've been, damn. See all
Do
that
you
shit?
want me to see if they can get you a haircut?
Yes,
Tomorrow? What
Yeah.
day is tomorrow?
Saturday.
Shit, that's probably the one day of the week they're so busy that it'd probably be a problem. All right, well, we don't need the DNA on the studio floor, Marty, please.
Sorry, I'll sweep it.
All right, so back to
I'll sweep
Shawn
it
and
up.
Ronnie P.
So we were all living together, and the Nasties, you should ask them.
Oh, they mentioned it
floating here.
in some of their interviews.
We all lived together in one bed. Oh man, it was the best time though, because like when this was for Jerry Lawler's territory,
Right.
and Tennessee mostly, you know, and some of the AWA guys would come in once in a while, and they would stay with us. Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, he called it the house of the wayward wrestler. You know, 'cause there'd be like 6 or 7 of us sleeping on the floor at any given time, and. Yeah, but you know what? We had to do that because you're making $40 a night.
Oh, yeah.
You
That
know,
wasn't
and
a
you're
money
spending 20 in gas
That
and
wasn't a
food.
money territory.
No, you just made it. No, you know what we did to eat? There was a buffet, a Chinese buffet, right down the street from us. man, we'd go there and stuff. Because you wasn't going to eat again until tomorrow. You got to stuff up, man. And it was $5. So, you know, I mean, we were pinching pennies, bro. We could have made a copper wire how hard we were pulling pennies from each other. And, you know, so Ronnie Gossett, I love Ronnie. You know, he died.
Yes.
He came into territory. He was known to be an older gay man that liked, liked guys, liked the boys. And he had in his wallet, this used to work. Ricky Morton, Rock and Roll Express, was always his number. He had like 10 of his favorite guys. Shawn would be second, sometimes third. And when Shawn pissed him off, he'd move back to fourth or fifth and show Shawn, like, yeah, you ain't gonna, I've just got to put you in fourth. I'm putting this guy. There was a quarterback that played for UTC. He was up there for some reason. Ronnie must have liked blonde. Most of them were blonde. Buff Bagwell was the only one that wasn't blonde, and Buff was down there around 8 or something. And I love him. I miss him. Man, I ain't seen him in forever.
I think didn't he turn into a male whore?
He was a male whore for a minute.
No.
But
Ronnie P must have really liked him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but he got a brand new Trans Am when he was working at that damn territory. Ronnie had money. That was the whole thing. If he saw something like Shawn, he would throw money. There was me and Shawn, when the Nasty Boys moved, we couldn't afford that apartment by ourselves. There was a hotel, it was $14 a night, so $7 each, for that hotel for the night. And then $5, I mean, man, we were scratching. And $5 for the buffet, $7 for the thing, and then you got to get gas to get to the damn building, And that was it. We were broke after that. But so Ronnie comes up, Ronnie P. I love him, man. He was so fun. But he comes up. He used to tell me, he goes, Marty, what should I do to get him? And I'm like, well, try this, try that. I mean, that's all I could do. Try this. And then he'd come to me, Marty, that didn't work.
So he tried to seduce Shawn.
Yeah, he was trying to get him.
Did he ever succeed?
Well, and so where I was going to say was, we're squeezing pennies. I need his $7 for that hotel room, right? And Ronnie comes in town and they go stay at the Hilton for like 3 days, a whole weekend. And I'm sitting there like, damn it. I mean, I was, and he didn't pitch in. Ronnie finally later realized what he had done and gave me some money. But while it was happening, I'm like squeezing to pay that $14 for that night.
What do you mean Ronnie pitched in?
Oh, he gave me some money later. He gave
for
me
what?
Because he realized when he took Shawn away, I had to pay for everything myself.
Shawn went to stay with him at the Hilton?
Yes, they wouldn't stay at the Hilton.
Oh.
And the next day, Shawn shows up, they come pick me up. Luckily I got to ride with Ronnie, and he had a big old Cadillac or some shit. But, so we didn't have to pay for gas. And he would usually pay for the food. If we stopped, he'd buy the food. And, they'd come get me, but I was stressed out because I spent everything on that damn room and it was only $7 extra. I had to pay the whole 14, and it was like taxed me out. Like
so you got screwed because of Ronnie P.
Well, yeah, Shawn. That's why he ended up doing that at the end. But so the first night, I think it was a Friday, he spent the night, and I'm sitting there thinking, why would you go downtown and spend the night with an old man? Why would you do that? Well, the next morning he showed up. He had a long, full-length leather jacket. Now, look, we couldn't even buy the damn 2 meals a day. Shawn didn't buy it. Full-length leather jacket. And all the boys were like, gosh, it was nice. It was a nice one. We're all like, damn. And nobody else had said it. But I'm like, how'd you afford that, Shawn? How'd you get that? And he just like, he kind of chuckled. Just waved it off. Next day, Saturday, he shows up, brand new possum Peter, some kind of skin, alligator skin, some kind of boots, like $300, $400 pair of boots. How'd you get that, Shawn? And the third day, he had just a whole bunch of new clothes. And all the boys that saw that, they went straight for the jugular. you're fucking him. Are you the pitcher or are you the catcher? But then with me, I'm like, I didn't see nothing. I don't believe Shawn. I don't. If he did, he did, but I don't think he did.
In your opinion, there was no fellatio.
In my opinion, no.
You think Shawn just enjoyed the gifts from Ronnie P.
I think Ronnie was trying hard.
But he didn't succeed, you don't think?
I don't know, man.
All right. Well, I know even his friend Kevin.
Well, look, Buff Bagwell got a new Trans Am.
Well, Kevin Nash even had some interesting
What he said?
tales in it. He said, well, sometimes Shawn would pull in something into their big hotel room parties. You know, sometimes it could even be a guy, I think was how he worded it. So,
Well, see, he knows him better than I do then.
well,
I'm telling you, 7 years, 300 days, years.
You never saw anything.
That's 2,100 days on the road. We never laid, we always roomed together, his bed over there. And sometimes we would talk about shit like, that girl, she needs to shave down there, because some girls, they used to, back then.
It was thick.
Yeah. It was like,
Those
damn,
70s
man.
styles.
It would scrape you up. Your belly would have all kind of little red marks from all that.
Well, Dave said he had that problem at Walgreens, but that's all right.
What do you do at Walgreens?
Well, he had some MILFs that came on to him.
Did they look good?
He said, but they haven't groomed probably since the 70s.
Oh, they were older.
Yeah,
then.
older women.
The older ladies, y'all got to go ahead and groom too. I will find you something to cut that shit.
You got the perfect
That girl,
term
remember,
for them right there.
Remember that girl I told you from New Zealand that put the monkey thing on me? And
She had a thick one?
Oh my God.
It was thick.
It was like a forest. I mean, I'm sure it stuck out this far. I reached down there to, try to get her to moan, before. Yeah, this is horrible. We can't be talking like this. But I hit that damn Brussels. It's like a damn, the chore boys you clean the plates with. It was like a chore boy. It started right there. I'm like, fuck. I'm glad I'm not well endowed, but I got it a little bit. And that night I needed it to get through all that hair.
Oh my God, what a tribute to Pat Patterson we have.
Oh yeah, that's, hey Pat.
Pat never had to worry about that.
Pat one time, the only time, he never tried me. Terry Garvin actually tried me once or twice.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but it was okay. I mean,
He wanted to fillet you?
He probably, one time he told me, Chris, his wife though, I love the family. So if I know she watches. She likes our show.
Oh, really?
But yeah, so she'll say something once this airs. I'll get a message from her. But well, you know how Terry was. He told me a couple times we was on the road. I think we was over in Spain. It was a foreign tour, international tour. And he said, he comes up and he goes, Marty, I'll pay for the porno. Like you can buy porno on TV. I'll pay for the porno. You just lay there. I'll do the rest. I just want to blow you. I'm like, Terry, stop, man. Because he's my buddy. But I still don't, don't do all that.
You didn't want to be filleted.
No, I didn't want no fellatio. And, but he, he's like, just lay there. Just lay there. You ain't got to do nothing but lay there. I'm like, no, stop it, Terry.
Now, let me ask you this.
He was going to pay for a porno movie.
Yeah, right,
for me to
right.
watch a porno movie and him do that and pretend this girl. I should have told him wear a wig.
Let me ask you this, though. In all seriousness.
That was serious.
No. I mean, what percentage of, maybe better, had you heard of people that took him up on the offer to try and better their position in the company?
I think, you asked my opinion earlier. I think Hogan might go both ways.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
now he's gonna be mad at me. Sorry, Hogan. We ain't even
I've heard some interesting
to
stories even about him over the years, but
I better call him and apologize now.
sorry, Hulk.
Well, and the reason I say that is because Beefcake has said some things, and I think Beefcake's probably gone that route too once or twice. I love you, Beefer, you know that, but hey,
Well,
I'm just saying.
I guess.
And I hate to go by what I heard. I never saw none of y'all put a dick in your mouth.
Well,
so I shouldn't be saying that.
At least you're honest about it. But
Yeah.
How would you like to see Pat Patterson be remembered?
He's probably kept that company floating over all the years because one thing, make me cut you, bro, for no reason. Give me a reason. He was able, and this is something the veterans can't do, mostly, my experience. They can't adapt with the times. Things change every 10 years. Right now, I'm having a hard time keeping up. But I have to because I do seminars and I love my kids. I consider everybody at the seminar my kid, or anybody that comes to my wrestling school my kid. And I look out for my kids. I need to be on top of the game. And I'm having a hard time figuring some shit out now. I mean, it's just so too fast.
Way too fast.
Yeah,
There's no pacing and there's no patience.
And it's like come and go, All right, you serve, let's go. Like Sheik did one time. I told you about that. Some girl, we woke up in the morning and he told the girl, you've served your purpose, now leave. I mean, I was
Well,
like,
he was
come
honest,
on.
I guess.
Yeah, he was way honest.
Well, before we go, there was one more passing.
Where we going?
To wrap up the show, we've gone long yet again.
I didn't get to talk to Kara or Miranda.
We had the passing of Tom Cole. I don't know if you got a chance to know
yeah,
him. He was one of the ring boys.
I didn't know him. I didn't.
You weren't around him that much?
Nah. We were good, hug up and, how you doing? But
other than
no
that, you didn't know him well. Well, just fans may or may not know the name Tom Cole. He was, I guess what you'd call part of the ring crew, or then in that era they were called...
Oh, did you do that interview?
Yes.
How'd it go? Y'all got to see this interview.
Let me lead into it.
Okay.
Tom Cole was one of the, if you were around for the 91, 92 scandals that came out that tried to rock the WWF.
Just say it. The ring boys were getting blown.
Well, there were a lot of con men that went out to try and destroy WWF.
Right.
And that, I think,
some of them almost did.
That made it harder for the people that actually had real issues. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Those people that went out with they had an axe to grind because they didn't have a job with the World Wrestling Federation anymore. But a lot of the abuse that the ring boys went through was true, was factual.
But the only thing is, I wonder, was it abuse if they agreed to it?
If you're a 13 or a 14-year-old boy, especially being moved across state
Well, I had
lines,
to
which
kill
is
somebody
illegal.
myself when that happened.
Well,
you know about that.
There should have been a little Chattahoochee going on. But Tom Cole was one of the first to come out and speak about it.
Mike
and
Toomey,
a couple of weeks ago, what's that?
You know Mike Toomey?
No.
Great friend, man. I love him.
Was he a ring crew guy?
He was a ring boy, a ring guy.
And was
way
he
back
a victim
during that time?
Was he abused?
I don't know, man. I don't know, Mike. Well, I don't know. I've not seen it. It was one time I saw a little something, because sometimes they got traits that come out when they're just being themselves.
Yeah.
Because they always catch themselves. They don't let you know that they're trying to grab that guy's ass in front of them. But sometimes traits slip. When you're being real, when you're like relaxed and you're comfortable. Maybe even a couple of drinks. You want a drink?
I already have one. But
you already have one?
Yeah.
But
what did you see?
He might have. Mike, I'm just saying you might have. I didn't say you did. But you were in that era. Everybody there, even Mike Chioda. Hey, Mike, I miss you. Mike Chioda, he's fucking probably still there. He's been there the long.
No, they released him as part of.
Oh, you know who I'm talking about.
Back in April. Oh yeah.
Yeah, old Mike, man. Why'd they let him go, man? He's been there like 20-something years.
Maybe he aged out of the system.
That's true, too. Yeah, that's probably what it was.
But what is it that you saw?
As far as what?
You said you saw,
Mike with Toomey?
I don't know who you meant.
You don't know Mike Toomey?
No.
Yeah, he was there.
Well, what did you see with Mike Toomey?
He looked at my ass too long.
He what?
He looked at my ass too long one time.
But was he part of the ring crew? Or was he part of the cream team?
He drove the truck, the ring crew. He drove the truck,
He drove the ring boys?
Yes. Yeah, I guess. 30.
Where are we now? Oh my dear
Damn,
Lord.
You talk too much.
Well, anyway, Tom Cole, the victim of this
Thank God I didn't have to finish that.
Well, we're going to get there.
No, he ain't.
He hung himself, and the poor man at the age of 50 is dead.
He was 50?
50. The ring boy's aged.
I still see him as young.
You know, there's a long story that goes along with it. You know, I tried to play devil's advocate with on the McMahon side to some extent. I have not included it in the Week in Review programs because it's a very deep, emotional interview. But the day after Tom hung himself, I had a long...
Didn't his kids find him?
I'll get there, yes. I had a long phone call with his brother Lee, who was with Tom during the negotiations that went on with Vince McMahon, Linda McMahon, and Jerry McDevitt. Yeah, Tom, when he hung himself, he tried to do it in his bedroom closet, so he figured his wife would find him. But for whatever the reason, the kids, his 2 teenage daughters found him. And a man that went through that kind of sexual abuse that he claimed was from Mel Phillips and Terry Garvin. Now,
yeah, Mel.
Now it has gone on to scar 2 teenage girls that'll have that image of finding their dad hung the rest of their lives. So that abuse that went on in the 80s and the early 90s is going to carry on.
You think that's what it was?
Well,
all them years later?
This is part of this was the theory. He went on to have kind of a nice life. Yeah. He married, he had the kids, as we just mentioned.
Right.
And when Linda McMahon ran for Senate, they figured that could be something the opponents could look at as trouble.
Yeah. Oh,
so they reached out to him.
I got you. All right.
You know, they got quotes from him about what a great senator she would be and blah, 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 blah. And he just started to have, I don't know if I'd equate it to PTSD from war.
Something like that, yeah.
And then he started
it's traumatic on your brain.
He started to have tremendous flashbacks about what happened. And he needed mental help. And when he went to get it, his health insurance from work...
I wish you'd have called me.
His health insurance from work covered a part of it, but he reached out to WWE after giving the quotes to Linda for Senate to see if they would help with his copay, and they denied it.
Really?
So,
come on,
you know
man.
what? I love WWE.
Damn, Vince.
I love WWE.
Better than that.
There's a lot of great people there that have done a lot of great things over the years, but, you know, if that man got the proper mental health he needed, he very well could be alive right now.
And should, man. If you spend time in a company and you made that company so much money, take care of the motherfucker. Shit.
And was, they admit, you know, where they gave him so much back pay and they hired him back again, they admitted that something happened.
To do that says, yes, you're part of us until you need money.
That man deserved.
Or help. He didn't need money, he just needed help.
He wasn't looking for money, he was just looking for help for the copay.
Right.
And the interview with his brother Lee Cole, it's available on our YouTube channel now. It's not a fun show like we have with Marty. It's not a fun show like we have with Tony.
This ain't fun right now.
It's it's very deep and it's very intense, but it's very worth listening to.
Well, Eric from Cameo wants you to call him.
All right, thank you, Eric.
Are you on? I didn't know you was on Cameo.
Huh?
I didn't know. I'm on Cameo. I'm on Cameo.
You know how many I sold?
Huh?
-3.
How you do negative?
Well, that's just me, I guess. But in all seriousness,
let me stick this in the wall. I can hit it from here. Right?
The interview with
you think I'm kidding?
You probably could.
Oh, I know I could.
The interview with Lee Cole, like I said, it's intense, it's deep, it's not fun to listen to.
When's that going to show?
It's available now. If you want to hear a story about what went on, and again, a lot of it's allegations, but where WWF paid him money, they gave him his job back. They attempted.
Was that to keep him quiet?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you've ever seen the infamous Donahue episode where Vince got crucified by Bruno, Billy Graham, Barry O.
San Martino.
Yeah.
Bruno, man, stop. Oh, he died, though.
He died.
Well, you need to stop. He was an expert witness on my case against me.
Really?
Bruno, I love you. I know you're gone, but in heaven, you're hearing me right now. Why the fuck you going to testify against me and say that move, the rocker dropper, where I put my leg over and the guy broke his neck? He's the only one. Done it 100 times. Only one dude did it wrong and broke his neck. And San Martino came up and said in court during the trial, well, that move can't be done safely. What about the 99 motherfuckers that just did it right?
He had an axe to grind.
Fuck, yeah, against me, though. I know he was going against them,
never seen
but
that?
it affected my ass. It cost me $500,000. $500,000, bastard.
You've never seen that Donahue episode?
No.
I'm going to send it to you. I think you'd really be interested in it. It was in one of the periods when you were in between tenure in WWF. It was March
there
of
was a lot.
1992. But I mean,
Oh, I was in house arrest.
Murray Hodgkinson was after. I don't know if you remember him. Murray Hodgkinson, the announcer that was there for a short period of time. Barry O.
I remember Barry.
There was Dave Meltzer was on the show. John Arezzi, who did a radio show in New York City. But here's the thing.
What?
So the day before the Donahue show, they figured they were going to bring up the name Tom Cole because he was kind of the forefront in bringing up the allegations about the Cream Team and all the, the abuse.
About the what?
The Cream Team. The Well, anyway, what they did was in the audience, they
You know what Mel Gibson's favorite food was?
No.
Not Mel Gibson. What was his name? Mel
Phillips.
Phillips. His favorite food?
No.
Fritos. He used to suck the boys' feet.
I know. Horrible, but
Kurt Hennig did come over there. Mel's favorite food is Fritos.
people like Bruno and Billy Graham, they were part of his deposition, but they had never met Tom Cole. They didn't know what he looked like. So it
I still don't.
So the
You
day
didn't send me a picture.
it's on,
I know
if
the
it's on the
name.
video, but if
Yeah, that's
In-
where do we find the video?
YouTube.com/BostonWrestlingCom.
That's how you do it?
Several million of you have enjoyed our videos. We hope millions more come to
We're
visit, but
international, aren't we?
We're worldwide, baby.
But
Listen, this is a very interesting thing.
Okay.
Now, so again, these guys were deposed, but they had never met Tom Cole. They wouldn't know him if he crossed the street.
Yeah.
In the audience on Donahue was Linda McMahon, Miss
real?
Elizabeth,
No.
and Tom Cole. So
I got to go see that.
the Lee and everybody's working thought was they were waiting for, as they were hammering Vince with the allegation, they were going to say, well, what about Tom Cole and the Ring Boys? And they thought Vince was going to say, well, Tom just happens to be here in the crowd with my wife Linda right now.
Yeah, just happens to be right here.
But Barry O was smart enough. He said, you know what, we haven't heard from this kid in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Something could be going on. So they never mentioned Tom Cole's name, and they never showed anything with him and Linda in the crowd. So it's just such a sad story. A 50-year-old man with kids hung himself.
50, but he's like a kid, like 30.
And the abuse that he went through. All he wanted to do was be part of wrestling. He probably could have cashed in a lot more than the money he got in 1992. He just wanted to be back in wrestling, and he didn't want to be sexually abused.
And all the kids, that's the only reason you do it, because you want to be there. And, so you're vulnerable to that kind of
The
thing.
Cream Team.
Well, you got to say it like that.
Well, and then you know what I think?
Look, man, when you throw a knife long distance, I'm going to teach you today.
You're gonna teach
because I'm
me?
going to show you how to stick it.
Well, we have a dartboard in the other room.
When you throw it, you let it slide out like this. When you throw, and it'll turn and it sticks.
All right.
Some people like flip it. Brr, you get lucky, maybe.
Well-
now what you would do is you do like this, let it slide out.
Yeah.
And it'll turn and stick. That's long distance. If they're up
Well-
close, you just do this.
I just think it's horrible
Or
what
hide
those
it,
kids
like I
went
said. You go,
through. As someone that was around the company in that period of time, was it well known that that's what these people would try and do?
Yeah, back then, yeah. Well, especially with Mel, man.
What I don't understand is why didn't people ever report it, even
I don't know, they
confidentially to
didn't.
the police?
Well,
You're talking about
You remember Kevin Kelly? We talked. I just saw that episode last week.
Yeah.
Or a couple weeks ago. But Kevin Kelly reported it. Remember he choked
Well,
Vince?
that's
he went right out
that's
to
a
the
different
payphone.
story.
I think me and Jimmy
That's a
Powers.
grown man.
Me and Jimmy Powers were just talking. Remember Young Stallions?
Yeah.
You need to get him on here too.
Jim Powers?
Yeah, because his health is going down, man.
Where is he out of?
Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah, his health, man.
Why? What's wrong with him?
Well, I don't know, man. He had a hip replacement, and ever since then, I think pain pills might have taken his life.
Oh.
And it happens, man. I mean, I'm fighting it now because I do like them because I have
They
to take
take the pain away.
Yeah, I
And
have
you're
to
in a lot of pain.
And I try to show people this sometimes. I'll take the arm, twist it to where it hurts, just where it hurts, not where it's killing them. Just let it hurt, and then if you just back off a little bit, that little bit, if that's a pain pill that did that, you will be happy to take that whole twist off. And you know, you get addicted to it. They haven't made a pain pill that kills pain without you wanting more. When they do that, I'll be the first in line. I might even push somebody aside to get up front, like, get your ass. You know? But yeah, man, Jimmy, I think he might have got it. He can't even talk when I talk to him now. It's so
He can't even
slurred.
talk?
It was so slurred, I don't know what
He
he's
needs
saying.
help then. He needs
I'm
help.
trying. Help Jimmy Powers.
I wonder if
WWE, he made y'all money. That's the one thing. I love WWE, WWF, whatever. I love everybody. Linda McMahon's the only one hard to love.
why is she hard to love?
Because she's like, she might as well be a man.
Why should Linda McMahon be a McMahon?
Because she's a damn hardhead. She's just real bull. I think where I lost respect for her was one time Shane when he was young. Shane, he would hang out with with Shawn and I because we're always the girls and the party and everything. Everything that comes with that. And I don't think he ever did blow. I don't think he ever snorted.
Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, Shane. I remember he smoked some weed, a couple of times. We used to make that Godzilla-looking big blunts, big ones. Like you put 2 or 3 papers in a row. If you couldn't get black and mild at the store, you go to the store get black and mild, cut it, and take the tobacco out, and you replace it with the weed. But so we would get 2 or 3 pieces of paper, put them together. Our joints would be like I said, King Kong's fingers would look small, and roll it up, smoke it up, and see where it goes. See what happens after that. But Shane, Shane would partake in that. I don't think he ever. I don't know. I never saw him take pills or do the cocaine. But he would smoke a little bit. He'd drink a little bit, and one time, me and him were so hungover. And it was TV. We had to come up on TV. That's the worst. And we found the spot. I always found quiet, dark spots, but it was behind the green room. Where they go in and do the interviews. They had the green room and the blue room according to what you were wearing. You'd go in one or the other. You know how that works.
Oh yeah. We have one of those.
You got one?
In these somewhere behind the old curtains.
Why? Why don't you use it?
No, we really don't need the chroma key.
You're going to need it with Coco.
Why is that?
He's going to have a bird.
All right, well, we'll see, maybe. But anyway, continue on with this as we wrap up the show.
Okay, so anyway, me and Shane's, I was like back here behind the blue room. Because y'all got some of that shit they make it with. The sound little foam shit. They make a box. They make them right there on set. And, right behind it, I mean, you might hear somebody go, somebody doing an interview. At most, if you're out the other place, anywhere else, you're hearing the pyros go off, pow, 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 all that shit. We found a quiet spot. Shane was like on one side, I was on the other side, laying there on one of them sound foam things. What does it do? It absorbs
Makes it soundproof.
Soundproof. And, those things are comfortable to lay on. Laying on it, sleeping, and Linda's looking. She comes in looking for Shane, and she sees him laying there. And she goes, "My God, you was out with the rockers again, wasn't you?" And I'm laying there now. I'm hearing this, right? and he was so hungover. He goes, "Yes, Mom. Stop yelling at me. What did I tell you about hanging out with the help?" And I almost wanted to pop up and say, "What the fuck did you just say? Oh, goddamn scaggy ass lady." I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, it pissed me off. We don't hang out with help.
Like you were a maid or something.
Yeah, And so I lost respect for her there. But even beyond that, like when she was in court when I got sued for that broken neck dude, $500,000, 500,000. Y'all wonder why I ain't living like a king? 500,000 it cost me. For a guy that did a move wrong. Chuck, I love you, but fuck you. Give me that money back. But yeah, so she was in court. She was representing. She's a lawyer, I guess. You know, she's pretty good, supposedly. She worked for Trump. She was in small business administration or something. But she, that whole time, she wasn't like, you know, she said hey to me. Hey, shook my hand like a man. Yeah, but she, yeah, she was just
kind of cold.
Yes, very, very ice. And you know, I mean, I'd already heard what she said. With the, you know, we don't hang out with the help, putting us second class, you know, or third maybe. You know, I don't know how it works with the rich people. I know this. I started messing around with this girl that I shouldn't say this because they might even actually be married right now. But Shane, they lived, when you go to Vince's house back then, I don't know if they still live in the same place, but I had to go there one day. And you go through a guard gate. You know, you got to get it. There's 3 houses. There's Vince's here in the middle. There's a house over here. There's a house over there. All 3 of them, that guard gate's for them. And, you know, we went through and the girl that lived over here, I can't remember her name or nothing. So, and I hope this is not offensive. If it is, I didn't mean it to be. I'm just speaking truth. And maybe that's some truth because this was 20-something years ago, you know. But me and her started kind of cutting up a little bit, and then I found out that rich people, they groomed their kids to be with other rich people's kids, because the people that lived over there, they were grooming Shane to be with her and her to be with Shane. That actually happened with Shawn too, with Teresa. Sorry about that. I shouldn't have brought that up. But that's a rich people thing. I don't get it. How you going?
Was it Marissa? Well, that's the one he married.
Damn it.
No,
Why did you have to say
How did you meet
name?
her?
Huh?
How did you meet her?
I don't remember. Probably at the show.
Oh, she would come to the shows?
I know she's. I know where she went afterwards.
Oh, where did she go afterwards?
No, stop, man. You just said her name. You can't say nothing now. That was 20, 30 years. She was like 90.
I know
was
they
only
lived
like
across
20.
the street from the McMahons.
Or next door.
Yeah. Who were in that little.
But you had to go through that guard
complex.
gate.
Yeah.
You ever been there?
No, they never invited me over, believe it or not.
They didn't invite me.
Could you
They
imagine
had no choice.
Me, Vince, and Linda sitting around watching some of these talk shows.
I'm gonna get in all kinds of trouble. Shane, I love you. You know that. And
everyone speaks highly,
you
so
not say-
highly of him. What's that?
Shane?
Yeah.
Shane's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Shane's a good one.
But Pat,
and Marissa, she's a sweetheart.
well, you probably know better than I do.
What I didn't mean like that.
Yeah.
No, they're like you're happy they're together. But
Well,
just
good.
don't understand that. Grooming your kids to be together because y'all are both rich and you want to keep. I don't know how Triple H did it. he penetrated that damn family circle
He
thing.
penetrated, all right, but
Stop it. You know, I got in trouble once.
why?
I was probably drinking. And,
That's a surprise.
and I saw. I better not say.
No, I got him.
The daughter.
Stephanie?
Fuck, you keep saying names.
With who?
I said one time on the internet, because I got mad because she said something about the Marty Jannetty team. I got right on the internet. I said, that bitch, you need to ask Triple H, is all them kids his? Are you sure? You know why I could say that, right?
You can say him.
You know what was funny too? When she was 15, Vince came up to me and Shawn and said, my daughter's going to be at TV tapings, and if I catch either one of you messing with her, I'll fire you. We're still like, she's fucking 15. What do you think we're not going to mess with your daughter? We waited till she was 18.
Both of you?
No, I'm just playing on that one.
No. Come on. There's more to this story than meets
You
the eye.
ain't getting that out of me.
Maybe she did.
Yeah, that's why all them kids might not be triples.
Well,
No, they are. I'm just playing.
yeah. As far as the timeline goes, I don't think it would work.
No,
But
it does time out. No. Yeah, I mean, 2
How
months.
recently was this?
Long time ago.
All right. Well, you know, there's the famous
That
match.
wasn't recent. But you know what, Stephanie? Thank you for being so nice to me. I brought this girl, Michelle, a black girl. I brought her to TV tapings when we did the Rocker reunion, and then the next day, Kurt Angle match. And I had to tell everybody she was my wife.
Yeah.
So she could get backstage.
in the back, right.
Yeah. And oh my God, Stephanie, and you know, some of them were looking at me sideways because, you know, I'm there with, I got a black wife. And some of the guys were. And so
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
dear
over.
God, Marty, we gotta
gotta
take
wrap
this
it.
home, baby.
Stephanie, thank you for that. She really.
Thank you for what?
Oh, she made.
For what?
Well, you're thinking wrong.
Well, what gift are you talking about?
No, she looked out for
Her
me.
kindness.
Michelle,
Towards Michelle or towards you?
Both of us. She said anything they need, she told everybody. Anything, you know, and like I said, some of the guys were looking sideways because I got a black wife.
Yeah.
But she wasn't really a wife. I had to, you know, say she was.
You think
Which I didn't mind.
You think
I mean,
Stephanie was
we
jealous
liked
at
each other.
all?
I don't. She didn't act like it.
No.
No, she was really cool, man.
Well, that's good that you remain friends after your.
Stop, man.
Friendship.
Why do you keep latching a hold of things?
I'm talking about a nice friendship that
That's
you had with
Fremont
Stephanie.
Street, right behind
That's
it.
not Fremont Street.
Past the, her.
No, not even close.
Yeah, I know-
That's
I
the
lived there. Did
Bellagio
you-
right
when-
there. That's the Paris Hotel right there. The Fremont Street
You want me to hit
experience,
Fremont?
You'd have to take a bus from there to get to Fremont Street.
Why did you take buses? It's just down the street. You didn't have a car?
The Fremont Street experience?
You gotta park.
From that part of the Vegas Strip? That's a couple of miles.
About
Oh,
three.
all right, fair enough, but still,
Yeah,
that's
but
a shuttle bus to me, baby.
Didn't you get? I didn't even know they had a shuttle bus that did that.
Yeah, it's called the Deuce.
Oh, really?
$2, yeah.
I didn't know that.
All right, well, fans, we're running out of time here.
Fremont Street, and remember, if you go and cut somebody, hide it.
All
Put it
right,
right
well,
here, and then when you, how you do it, Dan? You swing.
You're gonna have to teach
you
me.
swing like this.
And go for the face.
They never see it coming.
Give him the Joker treatment.
What's that?
You know, the
Or
heel
the-
in Batman? Yeah.
Did you ever do? I had to.
I've
when
never
I
stabbed
didn't,
anyone,
A
no.
friend of mine did. Some guy ripped me off a lot of money, and
I know that feeling.
I mean, 150,000
Not that much. Oh, you told us
for
that
the
story.
gym. Yeah,
Yep,
for
yep,
the gym.
Yep.
But somebody took a knife and put it in there and cut him. From the inside.
The guy that
upside
took-
the
the guy
both
that took
sides.
your money?
So you're talking about You're talking about the Joker thing. I
From
don't know if that's
Batman,
what
yeah.
you meant. But yeah, he took the knife, somebody did, and pulled it and cut him.
Oh, my
just so he
God.
couldn't lie no more.
Well-
I mean, every time he wanted to lie, he'd have to remember he's got two big ass scars up here. And
Do you think he learned his lesson after having his mouth
he
cut
disappeared
open?
after that. And
Oh, well,
I think a friend of mine had something to do with that too.
Chattahoochee.
I called. It was a Braves game was on.
Send him to the Chattahoochee.
And well, it was right near there. But it was, I think it was Washington. I can't remember his first name. But he swung and the bat went up into like third base up and hit some old lady. I didn't mean to call her old. And then, everybody, the camera's on. It's standing there. And I was like, that's Sonny. He was right there. And I called my brother. I called a friend. And said, hey, Sonny's, he's at the fucking show. He's at the damn Atlanta, Fulton County. Said he's on there. He's right there. He's right behind third base. And my brother, and this friend was like, I said, turn it on the game. Turn it, you'll see him, because they kept the camera, because that lady got.
Yeah.
And he, whoever it was so quiet and peaceful. And I'm like, you see it? You see it? And he goes, no, I'm watching the movie. I said, no, you got. He goes, Marty, it's not Sonny. I said, it is Sonny. If you'll look, he goes, it's not Sonny. It took me a minute for it to sink in. Like, how did he know?
Sonny
it
got the
wasn't?
Chattahoochee treatment.
How do you know it? Oh, okay. And nobody's ever seen him since.
Well, we hope he's doing well.
Yes, in heaven or hell.
All right, wrestling fans, this has been quite the episode, certainly an extended episode. If you
How long did we go this time?
Our good friend Dave said we're about an hour, just approaching an hour and a half at this point, which is way too long, but I'm sure you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget the Super Chat button is open if you help us keep the lights on. We can bring Marty back more often. We can help Marty rehab his ankle more. We can send Marty to find physical therapy places. We can help Marty pay his bills.
Yeah.
We can do the same for Tony. We can do the same for all the great legends. You can join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling for all that great content. And of course, unlike coronavirus, which has killed the nightlife for a party man like Marty,
It didn't last night.
Our eBay store is open 24/7. For my future Hall of Fame friend Marty Jannetty, I'm Dan Marani. We'll see you next Thursday night, 10 p.m. Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Be well. The World Wrestling Federation was live at Toledo Sports Arena in Toledo, Ohio, Wednesday, March the 4th, 1998. The opening contest, WWF Light Heavyweight Champion Taka Michinoku retained the title over Brian Christopher. The Godwins beat Los Boricuas. Tom Brandi victorious over D'Lo Brown. Triple H defeated 8-Ball. Cactus Jack with the win over WWF Tag Team Champion Billy Gunn. Kane beat Skull. Marvelous Mark Mero victorious over Goldust. And in the main event, Ken Shamrock defeated WWF Intercontinental Champion The Rock via disqualification. If you were in Toledo live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our acclaimed Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston Wrestling Sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.